it's Shelby. Welcome back. Today I'm making an armband because I don't have one and I kind of want to wear one with my outfit today. So I hope you guys like the video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. I will link everything you need to make it down in the description along with my socials, and let's get into it. So for this project, mainly I used two craft wires, 16 gauge and 20 gauge. The armband itself is made out of the 16 gauge. It's a little bit thicker and holds its shape a bit better, and it's a little bit harder to bend than the 20 gauge. And basically I got the amount that I needed by roughly wrapping it around my arm about 5 times. And what I'm doing is straightening it out a little bit from the coil and bending it in half, bringing that to the center, and then I'm going to crimp that with my multi-purpose tool. And this is going to give me my starting point to start creating and shaping the armband from. This is going to be just the center point that wraps around into the front, and then I'm just going to start by rolling the wire and making it kind of more of a round arm shape, because I'm doing a lot of shapes on this, keeping everything, kind of keeping track of it all and where it's going to sit on my arm and visualize that while I'm working on it is going to be important. Right, so that's roughly the shape and size of my arm, bent in half with the little kink in it. And what I'm doing now is creating 2 more. I basically wrapped it around my arm with the midpoint in it, brought it out and saw where the front would be, and made 2 bends going in the opposite direction as my original starting bend. And these are going to wrap around the opposite direction and then kind of meet, and I thought that would give it some stability as well as some visual interest. And now the plan is taking the very outside wires and bending them up on the top and down on the bottom in spiral formations. This again is for a couple reasons. First of all, visual interest. Second of all, so my armband doesn't stab me every time I put it on. And third of all, because this creates a nice kind of 1/2 inch to 1 inch thick surface area of the wire that's going to allow it to grip my arm and stay in place rather than just the thin wire trying to keep its shape. So it does have a structural reason for it being in there. Now I'm going back into my original 3 bends and I'm bending them in spirals as well, just for the same reason as the outside. First of all, that looks better. And second of all, it really is going to allow the armband to hold on to my arm quite a bit better without just looking like a piece of wire wrapped around it. It's going to look like an actual decorative jewelry piece, which is what I'm going for. So it's very important to bend these in. The most difficult part of it is the wire. When you try to bend it sideways and it's doubled up like that, it does try to cross over on itself. So I had to watch to make sure that that didn't happen. And right now I'm just going back to rounding out the wire again in the shape that it's going to be in. When I was doing the spirals, it got a little bit out of order, so I'm just putting them back the way it should be and lining it up so I can kind of get a view of what the armband is going to look like based on what I currently have. And now I'm just bending the arm pieces, the very ends, down and up, just for that's the way I want it to look basically. But since it's a little bit flimsy, I realized that I need something to hold it in place. So I went back and got my 20 gauge wire. That's what that is right there. And what I'm doing is I'm creating a little link between 2 areas of the armband. And basically I'm cutting and shaping it almost like a little staple, like you would staple papers together, or like the link of a chain that was flattened. But this works great because the 20 gauge is easy to mold and it's the same color as my 16 gauge, so it kind of blends right in. So at this point I'm just figuring out where I want it, and then I'm going to link the 2 and smush it together with my multi-purpose tool, and that's really going to hold those 2 parts of the armband in place, and that way it doesn't kind of unravel on me. If I like stick it in a drawer or something, it's going to stay nice and round, which is how I want it. That one worked out well, so I'm just going to do the same at the top, get another piece of 20 gauge wire and fasten the top spiral down so that stays in place, and then it turned out really well. That's about what it is. Alright guys, so this is it. That's how it turned out. I'm going to put some pictures at the end. As always, I will link everything you need down in the description along with my socials. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more DIY tutorials, and I'll see you soon. Bye!